Welcome back to another beautiful property tour, Rankin family. Today, we are back again in Lakewood Ranch, Florida, looking at this gorgeous model home by John Cannon Homes. This one is called the Pindari. So you folks may recall a couple of days ago, I showcased another model home by this particular builder called the Warrina, and you folks love that one. So I think you may love this one just as much, if not more, and I'll let you be the judge of that in the comments. Now, looking at the front-facing exterior, love that we have the wood accents coupled with the stucco. You're gonna have the tile roof and the massive covered front porch. Look at that. Driving by this property, this one stands out and I love it. So right over here to the left, you're gonna have a single car garage. This is gonna be the casita. We'll get to that a little bit later on. And over here to the right, we're gonna have the 3-car garage, and that's gonna make a total of 4-car garage spaces. Now, love that the wood accents even continues in the covered front porch right above that. Large motor court. So the good thing about this one is you don't really have to worry about entertaining because you're going to have plenty of parking available. Now I'm going to turn you right here so you can see you got multiple access points right here from the casita. You see another door over there. But of course, we always walk in through the front so that way you can get a better grasp of this entire floor plan. All right. So you see that we have the massive window right above our double front doors with the glass panes, and then look at right when you walk in. Beautiful. All right, so I'll let you get a quick glimpse of this. So you see that we have the high ceilings inside the foyer. You see the crown molding as well. Love the accents, and the wallpaper really stands out. Now, of course, this is a model home, so they're going to have it dressed and showcased to the nines, so that way it really just brings out what is possible. Wow. So you got the wood flooring inside of here, the glass enclosed study. So let's start right over here. So I'll pan you up. You see the details in there. You got the tray ceilings with like some exposed beam accents right there. Really neat. And then of course you got your built-in. So for a study, extremely spacious, you have the perfect cabinetry. The color palette is fantastic. And then of course you got your egress windows right over here. And I'll let you get a better glimpse of the built-ins right over here. Tons of space available. That's one thing that you really want inside of a home, right? Okay, so continuing right here, you see you got your wine closet. Look at that. Gorgeous showstopper. I mean, gosh, even if you're not a wine drinker, just, fill up a couple bottles right there. It would never hurt. And it just adds to the appeal of the home. Okay, now let's start in the great room right over here. You see that we have the cathedral ceilings. You got the 10-foot sliders right over there as well. And that continues to the open concept dining area. But let me get you over here. So you see, that's really neat. You got the brick fireplace right over there. Of course, you're not going to be using the fireplace too much out here. However, it really definitely stands out. So then you have this little ledge continuing around, more of like a little accent. And then of course, you got your sconce right there, illuminating that beautiful painting right there. And let me do a full pan so you can see the full scope and the full depth of this common room. Love that. Okay, so let's go ahead and continue. So now we're going into the dining area. You see we got our wet bar with our built-in. The stack cabinets continues all the way over here as well. Got a nice little beverage fridge right down there, already built in. Then you're going to see that we're going to have the brass hardware throughout. Then also the quartz countertops extend. So you got the backsplash. And then I'll turn you around right here. So this is the perfect place for the entire family. Once we get to the holidays, everyone is all inclusive. So no excluded conversations or no secrets happening in here, I'll tell you that. All right, now heading over here to the kitchen. Look at this. This is a chef's dream right here. Now you see you have the massive oversized island. Heading over here, you got your farmhouse sink. Elegant materials really standing out. Beautiful. So the stack cabinets continues here. You got your drop ceiling with the cove lighting inside. Then you got like some shiplap material up there with the pendant lights. Wow. So then you head over here, you got 8 burners. How neat is that? Now you never have to worry about feeding the entire family. And then of course you got your oversized picture windows. So you have no problem enjoying that weather or seeing that view out there, depending on if you have neighbors right there or if you build on your own lot or something like that. But also you're gonna have that panelized refrigerator, the stack cabinets right above that. Love the glass panes, as you can see. And then also you'll notice the higher ceilings in here. So really creates that roomier feel that folks are looking for, especially in these common areas. Okay, so open that up for you. You can see you got your trash drawer there, plenty of space available. And then of course that's going to be soft closing. And then you have no problem storing as much food as you need to in there. And that's why it's always nice to go ahead and see the model homes, especially if you're moving from out of state, you don't have access to just kind of go into these model homes before you start looking. It's nice to just see what is possible. And then of course you can add or subtract or rearrange how you prefer. Right here, you got your Thermador microwave as well. Really neat color right here. Looks like that champagne bronze. That's really cool. Now, of course, you can open this up, have all the family out there having a good old time. And then trust me, your house will be the hot spot. You probably have a challenge getting folks out. Okay, so this is what's considered on the floor plan, the bonus room, right? So the name hints, the use for it. You can use this room for whatever you need to, game room, media area, children's retreat. But with a lakefront property, look at that view. Every single day, the clouds came out, but earlier today, it was beautiful, blue skies. But let me do a full pan for you. So you see you got your sliders in here as well. Got your nice chandelier. You got your wood ceiling with the exposed beam, adding a ton of character in here. But I love the space and the size of this room. Let me give you one more angle here. I try my best to go ahead and slow down for you. Sometimes speed it up if I get too excited about a certain room. But I just want to make sure you get the full grasp of this entire floor plan. Okay, so heading over here, this is going to be your shared bathroom, of course. You got your sliding glass doors right over there to your walk-in shower. You got the wood cabinetry. Look at that. Really neat light fixture, your sconce right above that. And of course your quartz countertops right there. Look at that. So you got a nice size niche right there. And then of course, right here, you're gonna have your pocket door separating from this first bedroom we're gonna take a look at. So I want you to pay attention to the size of this room. That's a queen size bed, your 2 nightstands, but you see how much room you have between the nightstands and between the wall. So of course, if you needed to or wanted to, you can add that king size bed with no problem whatsoever. Depending, of course, on that nightstand, you can have some smaller nightstands and create even more room. Got your walk-in closet here. I love that we have walk-in closets. Now, I do get mixed comments about, of course, the wooden racks. I tell you one thing, as long as they don't have wire racks, because I couldn't get enough hate comments about that. You got your nice light fixture hanging down. And of course, the wood flooring extends, so we don't see any carpet just yet. We'll see a little bit later on. And of course, walking back out here. So just a quick reference, over there to the left is going to be the casita. We're going to see that in the primary suite. We'll see that in a little bit. Now, heading straight this way, of course, this is going to be where your 3-car garage is. But I'll take you right here to the right so we can see the next bedroom. So this one's going to have its own bathroom attached to it. You see you got your wood accent wall. I'm going to pan you up so you can see how high these ceilings are. Wow. Sometimes the video does it justice. Really just kind of depends. But that's a king bed right here. Family with 2 nightstands And you still have a decent amount of walk room, huh? Very impressed about that. So no carpet in here. Of course, you got your rug right there. And then this should be your closet. So you got your wooden racks inside there. And right behind this door, I have another little closet. Put some linens in there, some towels without any trouble. And then I'll pan you around. And then this will be the full bathroom. So again, the quartz countertops. You got your beautiful cabinetry. And here we got the chrome hardware, chrome mirror frame with the chrome sconces. And then you'll notice that that tile accent wall extends all the way around to your walk-in shower. So very practical, extremely roomy. And then what's really cool about this is extremely modern as well. Perfect color choices. And then you'll see you'll have the brass handles in here. And then heading across the hall, of course, you're going to have your utility room here. You got the herringbone pattern tile flooring right here. And remember, we always talk about that. The counter's right above the washer and dryer. So perfect place to fold all your clothes. Then you got some additional cabinetry right above that for increased storage. You got your picture window straight ahead, an additional sink, lower cabinetry and drawers. And then if all that is not enough for you, you know, an additional closet here. Wow. So a ton of storage. That's what's extremely apparent in here. And then I want you to pay attention right here. You can see not only you got the wood door right there, but you also have the frosted privacy glass. So if you need to have some peace and quiet from the kiddos or from the family to fold your laundry, you can do that in peace. They will never know. So like I mentioned, straight ahead would be that 3-car garage. This would be entering in from the mudroom. You can see right here. So in another picture window, and that's, I'd say 60% of the folks really love that picture window. Other folks love the grids in there. I'd say about 40%, but really just depends on your personal preference. But I'm seeing a lot more, of course, of the picture windows these days, especially in 2025. And then right here is most likely to be a coat closet. Okay, so that was that wing of the house. We already saw straight ahead. I'll give you one more glimpse before we continue the rest of the house. And then down the road, if you wanted to add some more recessed lights to illuminate the entire house or main areas, you can certainly do that. Now, let me go ahead and get you over here to the left, because I know you probably want to see this. So this is going to be separate right here. So you say, you know, you got the mother-in-law who wants privacy or just kind of, you know, does her own thing, or the father-in-law, you know, this is the perfect spot for you. Look at this. So much space in here. Goodness gracious. You got your king size bed. You got an additional sitting area, the 2 nightstands. You got your tray ceilings with the painted beams right above that and the wood ceiling. Very impressive. Now, most of the time, you know, the casitas are attached, which of course this one is attached, but you know, you have to go outdoors to go inside of here. And then of course you have an access point. So if they didn't want to access that door, go ahead and access that one right there to the right. So you got your tall baseboards in here, extremely roomy. That's super impressive. And then look at that. Right over here, you got your sleek cabinetry. Let me open this up for you. Yeah, you got your beverage fridge, a nice sink, the backsplash. You got the wallpaper right over there, tall baseboards with the crown molding. And of course, right out here, let's see if it's, should be unlocked. Your single car garage right here. Hey, already got your epoxy flooring. Now, that 3-car garage, if you couldn't tell on the video, was used as a, is being used as a sales office. So we didn't go in there. They're working in there right now, but it's extremely spacious. All right. So head over here. You got your walk-in closet. So extremely spacious. Love the amount of room that you get in here. The wood flooring extends in here. So we've had zero carpet in here, and I'm under the impression there probably will not be carpet in the primary suite. So we are good to go. All right, now let's take a look at the primary, or the bathroom rather, the full bathroom. So really neat chrome mirror frame right there. You got your sconce right above that. Nice walk-in shower, decent size. Of course, for, this bedroom certainly is adequate. Okay. Not bad. And then of course you got your pocket door right over here. So you got, a decent amount of windows bringing in some more natural light. So certainly is a good place, especially if they're going to be living here for free now. Be one lucky mother-in-law. All right. So that's going to be that wing of the house. And then now let's go ahead and take a look at the primary suite. Now, of course, you are going to have your double doors opening up. Now I'm going to bring you all the way over here. Wow. Love the size of this, family. You see, that's a king size bed. It looks tiny. The amount of space that you have in here. You got your picture windows right above your nightstands. Look at that. Beautiful exposed beams in the ceiling. Then, of course, you got your 10-foot sliders in here. Heading back there to your own little private pergola or nice little cabana. We'll definitely get to the backyard in just a little bit. Let me just do a quick pan for you so you can see the entire primary suite. And then of course, like with the ceiling height and then the chandelier, just all pieced together extremely well. And of course, like I mentioned, no carpet in here. Love that too. So let's go ahead and head over here to the left. So it looks like we have his and hers bathrooms. How cool is that? So we'll see that in a second. So heading right here, you got the frosted privacy glass, little enclosure. You got your picture window again, but the perfect thing is the height, you still can cover your privates. And then look at that, you got the chevron pattern. That's gonna extend all the way to the ceiling. Got your shower niche, black shower valves with the shower wands right over there. And then of course, right over here, you got your toilet. And look at that, custom cabinetry and custom drawers, rather. You got your pendant lights hanging down, oversized mirror. And then you got the pocket door separating from your walk-in closet. Oh my goodness. Love what I'm seeing. So you got your perfect bathroom for a man, right? As a man, you got your built-in drawers. You were good to go. And then look at that. The shelving extends all the way, or pretty much all the way to the ceiling. Love, 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 love that. Okay. Now head right back out here. And then of course, look at this. Oh my goodness. So you got your freestanding tub immediately whenever you walk in. You got your beautiful pendant light here. You got, look like we have, I think 2 showers. I want to say, I could be wrong, but let's see. But your first one, plenty of space, glass enclosed. You see, you got your waterfall shower head. You got your shower wand right there. Nice size shower niche. I'll turn you around here so you can see. You got your sink over here, glass enclosed cabinetry, quartz countertops. You got the gold sconces on both hands that matches pendant light hanging down. Your designated vanity area right over here. Look at that. I'll give you a quick second to take that all in. You got your crown molding on top. And then right over here, oh, okay. So you got your toilet right here. Look at that. I thought the guys' bathroom was nice, but ladies, y'all have it made in here. And if that wasn't enough, here's your walk-in closet. You got mirrors on all angles, even in the cabinet doors. Look at that. First time I've seen that. You got some windows right there. Adding some character. Plenty of space. Drawers galore. And then I'm assuming there probably is some cove lighting right there where that crowns are. Those, you know, the crown molding right there. And why not? Look how much space you have in here. This is California Closets is the maker. And then you have some accent lighting here. So ladies, you will never have to worry about getting ready in the morning. It's probably hard to get you out of here though, I'll tell you that. Goodness. And I know a lot of folks would just take it as is. So that's the beauty about, you know, model homes. Seeing them all dressed to the nines, because whenever you see a home completely vacant, sometimes it just doesn't, you know, do it for folks. Unless you have, you know, the imagination that you would need for that. All right. So last but not least, now we have your covered lanai out here, you know, in Texas. Just call it the covered backyard patio. You see the pool cage right over here. But let me take you through this because this is a showstopper in itself right over here. So plenty of space. Now, of course, you got some optional areas that extend. So that's one thing to keep in mind. But look how many sliders you have right here. You can see that. That completely opens up. I believe that should be a bifold over there. You can fold that up. But you have the sliders right there. Of course, over there in the primary suite. So you got a hangout area right over here. Same thing. We have some character in the ceilings. The exposed beams in the wood. And look at this, a full outdoor kitchen. You even got your range right above that. Then also, look at that, you got 3 TVs ready to go. So you can put on 3 different games at all times, unless you have different, you know, like the NFL Red Zone or something like that. But massive sink here. Look how much room you have. Goodness gracious, you probably spend at least 40 to 50% of your time out here, depending on the day. If you're not in the pool, you're hanging out. If you're hanging out, you're cooking and having a good old time. And then, of course, your area right here where your primary suite was. So your own private area you get to take advantage of. And then, of course, the beautiful lake. All right. And other than that, family, that was another beautiful model home by John Cannon Homes. All right, Rankin family, that was it for this beautiful model home. Let me know in the comments below what you thought about this Pindari model by John Cannon Homes. Is this something that you could see yourself living in? Would you make any changes? If so, you know you gotta let me know in the comments below. Of course, if you want more information about this home or any home we showcase, reach out to the information in the description. Consider hitting that subscribe button so you don't miss a tour every single week. And I'll see you folks on the next property tour. Welcome back to another fantastic property tour, Rankin family. Today, we are back again in Venice, Florida, looking at this gorgeous model home by John Cannon Homes. This is called the Warrina plan, and I'm so excited to walk this property with you because this is the first time we showcase this builder. Now, starting on the exterior, you see we have the stacked stone. You also have the wood accents, and then what really catches my eye is the massive covered front porch. It's surrounded by stucco. You have a tile roof. Right over here to the left is going to be your 3-car garage. Love our motor court. Plenty of parking available for any friends or family, or if you plan to entertain down the road and you were to build this exact plan, this is going to be something for you. Now, of course, with some of these production builders and some of these other builders, they have a ton of other plans to, let's say, for instance, if you need a little bit more square footage, a little bit less, they can accommodate. So don't worry. I really just want to show this beautiful model home because you will not be disappointed. Now, you see you have the outdoor lanterns, and then I just love the high ceilings. You have the recessed light with the wood ceiling as well. But look at this massive double front door. Gorgeous. Love that. And then you can, of course, see already getting a sneak peek of that backyard oasis. All right. So let's get you inside. First and foremost, let's take a look at our foyer. So you see the high ceilings continues as you walk in here. You got the beautiful pendant light right there. You got this wallpaper surrounding this. Wood flooring, really doing a great job of complementing this model home. Now what I'm gonna go ahead and do is turn you around, of course, so you can see the front door from the inside and then get you inside of this great room. So love the high ceilings inside of here. You see we have the exposed beams. Look at the beautiful area where our fireplace would be right here. You see it's a stacked stone. Now you can make that a fireplace. Of course, they have it situated as like a little showpiece or something of that nature. But I love the shelving that continues as far as our built-in. All right. So this is a massive area, like I mentioned all the time, perfect for entertaining, that open concept that a lot of folks are looking for. Now, as soon as you head this way, of course, you got your kitchen with your massive island, but look at the space that you have available. I'll do a full pan so you can see the full scope of this entire kitchen. Look at that. So you got your stacked cabinets on top with the glass panes. You see that you have the tray ceilings with the crown molding inside. Pendant lights right above our island. Got your breakfast bar right there. And look at that. Just really flows extremely seamlessly. And then look at the width right here. Love that. So if you got 5-10 people inside of here doing different things, you know, cutting up some, you know, celery or some lettuce, making some stew, gumbo, all the above, this is a perfect place for you. Of course, you got the quartz countertops. This is going to be the sink inside the island overlooking your great room. But I just love this. Now you see the cabinetry with the black hardware in here. And I, of course, open up some of these for you. You got soft closing. Got your trash drawer right here. Got your stainless steel appliances. Look at that. Massive space for an oversized refrigerator here. So we got Bosch appliances in here. You got your double oven here. Now, like I always mention, of course, this is the model home. They're gonna dress this to the nines, curate the furniture, pick out some of the materials that are gonna be appealing to the eye. So if you wanna tone this down a little bit or tone it up, you can certainly make those adjustments to your own particular plan. Now you'll also see that the crown molding right here extends all the way over here. So the tray ceilings, but then you have additional crown molding right below that. Plenty of cabinet space. Look at this. So you'll never have to worry about additional storage. Plenty of space available. Okay, so what we're gonna go ahead and do is head this way. So straight ahead, of course, is gonna be the sales office, but that would be your 3-car garage. So heading this way, you're gonna have an additional bedroom. And then right here to the left, you have your walk-in pantry. A ton of shelving available. You see you have the wooden shelving, the wood flooring extends inside of here. And then of course, if you ever wanted to increase the shelving all the way to the ceiling, you can always do that. Sometimes might be optimal for you, depending on your situation and circumstances. So you already have a closet right here with the double door. Now this side is going to have the utility room as well. So right over here to the left, this is your utility room. So look how much space you have available, all the counter space you can imagine, and then additional cabinetry and drawers for your own personal your own needs. Let's just say that. So the crown molding extends up here. You already got a built-in sink. This is a massive washer and dryer. So you can imagine any size dryer and washer will fit in here. You got some additional cabinetry right above that. Then got like a little built-in right here if you want to kind of hang out, or look, you can always sit down while you fold clothes. Hey, win-win, right? Love what I'm seeing. Got your storage closet right here with your wooden racks. That's going to be your open mud room. You already got your hooks available, your accent wall right there. And then heading straight up right over here across the hall, look at this. How neat is this? You have your sliders and your own private patio. One thing I love about this is how open this is as far as the bedroom. So that's a queen size bedroom, or a queen size bed. You got your 2 nightstands. You have a little chair over here for a nice little sitting area, tranquility. If you want to be indoors, let's say if it's raining, that's going to be a perfect place for you. But then you head out here. Look at this. Love that. Just kind of hang out here, read a book, and enjoy that Florida weather. So heading right across here, of course, this is going to be your closet. And this is not going to be inside of the bathroom. So you're going to have that separate. Got your wooden racks, that carpet inside of here. And then you got your own ensuite. Okay. So it looks like you got some handcrafted custom cabinetry right over here. And then you got your walk-in shower right here. Look at this. So plenty of space, especially for, some of the secondary bedrooms. You got your plant right here. You never know, water it as much as you need to. And then that's completely glassed and closed. Look at that, crown molding extends in here. You got your light fixture right above your mirror. And then you got the bare bones mirror right there. If you wanted to add the mirror frame down the road, you could do that. All right. So far, so good. Everything's looking great. And then you head over here to your little dining area, your informal dining area. You got a recessed area right over there. You add some more decor, but look how much space you have. Family of 6 would fit comfortably in here without a problem, overlooking that lake. Look, you got a lakefront property. What more could you really ask for, right? Love our massive sliders. It looks like a 10-foot slider. Could be wrong, but looks pretty similar to that. Now this is going to be the other bedroom. So it looks like it's going to be a shared patio space right there with this bedroom. So you might want to, argue. Maybe you get it Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, and they get it, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or something like that. Love what I'm seeing. Now, like I said, this is the first time we've seen this particular builder. We showcase a couple places. This community is called Welland Park. So this is going to be a gated area, this gated section right here. Of course, there's a ton of model homes right now, so it's not closed off or anything like that. So you can, of course, visit it just to see it in person. Like I always say, it's always better to see a home in person, so that way you can kind of get the best feel of it. Hopefully the videos do it justice. So decent sized closets. Let me know in the comments if you prefer just walk-in closets inside of these secondary bedrooms, or are you okay with a closet that size? Now you got that quick access door right there heading out to your covered backyard patio. We'll get to that in a little bit. But look at this. You got your full bathroom right here. That's going to be a shared bathroom, of course. Quartz countertops. You got that custom cabinetry. And then right over here, I like that wood-like tile. It's in a chevron pattern. Glass enclosed again. And then this is going to be more of that floating vanity that we see. Look at that. Real neat sconces. I like those. Pretty cool. It's always interesting when you go into some of these model homes and custom homes, the different fixtures that you didn't even know existed that they bring to the marketplace. So it's pretty cool. Then heading right over here, look at this. Now this is a perfect room. So this is technically a bonus room, right? In other words, you can do what you please with this one. So you can have this as a game room, a little media area, a spot to entertain folks. You got the tray ceilings again, crown molding, and then those massive sliders right there. So I love the fact that you can open up from multiple access points depending on the day, right? It just snowed here a couple months ago or so really just depends. But look at that quick little sneak peek. As always, we'll get to that towards the end, and that way you can see that. But I love the French doors opening up right here with the glass panes that you can take advantage of. Okay, so we've seen that wing of the house right there. Now this is going to be heading to your primary suite, of course. Before we head over there, I want to see the designated study. So you got the French doors leading inside of here. I love how much room you have available in here. It looks like we got 12-foot ceilings. You got this beautiful accent wall. Let me know what you think about the color, the color palette in here. And the entire house itself has kind of that traditional feel that you would see in some homes, but still with that modern elegance. Beautiful brass light fixture right there. All right, very impressive. So heading right over here to the right, let's go ahead and take a look at our primary suite. So before you enter in here, look at this. It sets the tone. Open up those double doors right there. You got your crown molding, the raised ceilings. Right over there to the right is a primary bath. Let's go ahead and start over here to the left. Okay. So you see that's a king size bed, your sitting area, your 2 nightstands, your accent wall, the tray ceilings, all that encompassing this entire primary suite. Then you got your nice picture windows overlooking your lake and your swimming pool back there. Man, let me turn you around so you can see the full scope. So I'm seeing a lot of pictures of family and things like that. So seems like a family oriented builder. Like what I'm seeing, very welcoming and inviting. And then look at this, got your quick access door right over here. So a ton of access points back here. You can hang out there as much as you want to, but you still have a ton of walk room. Now you do have carpet inside of the rooms. I know I get a lot of comments as far as carpet inside of the bedrooms, especially, with some of these higher price point properties. So let me know in the comments if you like that, or if you would just kind of keep the wood flooring throughout. Okay, so massive closet. Look at this. You already got your island right here with the drawers. You have a ton of space. Now, from a practical standpoint, you'd probably add a lot more racks right on the lower end and up there, just so you can have some additional storage available. But really just pay attention to the room size. Is this something that can, accommodate you and your loved one? I see there's a ton of space in here, even with the built-in island right there. Perfect. And then also I should mention, you got the double doors right there, double sliding doors. And then you head across the hall and look how neat this is. So you walk in, look at this, beautiful accents, the wood accents, the quartz countertops, the floating vanity, his and her sinks. And then I love the LED surrounding this mirror. Got that nice accent lighting. You got like a little niche area right over there. You can add some decor or some things like that. And then you look right over here, look at this. Now this is what I'm talking about. Beautiful. So you got your freestanding tub right here. You have a ton of space available. Then you got plenty of lighting. I just love what I'm seeing. So the crown molding in here. So every single room, I believe, had the crown molding. Then you have that glass enclosed shower right there. Man, right over here to the left, you are going to have your water closet, of course. But what's even neater is, look at this, a designated little yoga area or yoga room. That's what it says on the floor plan. But of course, if you wanted to add your Peloton or anything like that and just kind of hang out right here, you can do that. So let me know in the comments if you've ever seen something like this. It's pretty cool. You add it in the bathroom. Look, you only need to walk 2 or 3 steps. Wash off all the sweat, right? Wow. So then, down the road, if you wanted to add, the dual shower head or something like that, you can do that. I can see that. But you got your oversized shower niche with your wand. And then right behind this, you got your little storage closet. Okay. So last but not least, of course, we're going to head out to that backyard oasis. But goodness gracious, love how private that is. You can imagine hanging out there all day inside the bedroom. Okay. So they already got the sliders open for us. We are good to go. And look at this. I could get used to this view every single day. Goodness gracious. So you got your covered lanai right here. I'm always used to calling it the covered backyard patio. Lanai sounds a lot better, a lot more fancier, right? You can see the inside of the home right here, inside the great room. But look how much space you have available. Have the family out here, and then look at that. You already got an area right there where you can just kind of hang out, get some warmth. Nice sized pool overlooking that lake. Man. Then you head over here. You already got your outdoor kitchen over here. You got your built-in grill, your stainless steel range right there as well. So really, this house has everything that you can really want inside of a home. I don't see anything lacking. Maybe if you needed an additional bedroom or two, you can certainly do that. Build your own place and use this floor plan as a reference, and you will certainly be good to go. But other than that, family, that was another beautiful model home tour. All right, Rankin family, that was it for another beautiful model home tour by John Cannon Homes. Let me know in the comments what you thought about this particular model. Is this something you could see yourself living in? Would you make any modifications? If so, let me know in the comments below. Of course, if you want more information about this home or any home we showcase, reach out to the information in the description. Consider hitting that subscribe button so you don't miss a tour every single week. And I'll see you folks on the next property tour.